Hello fellow aviators. Today we're diving into the world of high-frequency or HF radio communication. Imagine flying an airliner across the Atlantic or Pacific. No cities, no radio towers, just endless water below. How do you stay in touch with air traffic control? That's where HF radio comes in. Unlike VHF, which is limited by the Earth's curve, HF signals bounce off the ionosphere, letting us communicate over thousands of miles. This makes HF essential for oceanic and polar flights, our lifeline when we're far from land. In this guide, we'll break down how HF works, the cockpit equipment, and the right way to talk to controllers. We'll cover everything from powering up the system to making a successful call, plus how to handle common problems. So grab your headset and get ready. Understanding HF is a must for any aspiring long-haul pilot. It's not just about pushing buttons, it's about mastering the science, the procedures, and the art of clear communication. Good HF skills keep flights safe and connected, no matter how remote the route. By the end, you'll know why HF is vital and feel confident using it. Let's get started. In aviation, we rely on two main radios, VHF and HF. VHF, very high frequency, is our go-to for clear, reliable communication near airports and over land. But VHF signals travel in straight lines, so once you're over the horizon or far from ground stations, you lose contact. That's where HF high frequency steps in. HF signals bounce off the ionosphere, traveling thousands of miles, making them perfect for oceanic and remote flights. Think of VHF as your local call, crystal clear, but limited range. HF is your long-distance line, sometimes static, but it reaches anywhere. Aircraft flying intercontinental routes are equipped with both, switching as needed. VHF keeps us connected in busy airspace. HF keeps us safe when we're far from land. Without HF, global air travel wouldn't be possible. It's the invisible link that keeps every flight under the watchful eye of controllers. Old school tech, but still vital in our high-tech world. That's why we need both in the cockpit. Each has its place, and together, they keep us connected everywhere. Let's peek inside a modern airliner's HF system. The heart is the transceiver, a single box that both sends and receives messages, usually tucked away in the avionics bay. In the cockpit, we use the control panel to select frequencies, adjust volume, and run system checks. The HF antenna, often built into the tail fin, sends our signal skyward. An antenna tuner matches the antenna to the chosen frequency, ensuring maximum signal strength. Here's how it works. You select a frequency on the control panel, the transceiver generates the signal, the tuner optimizes the antenna, and the message bounces off the ionosphere to reach controllers thousands of miles away. It's a seamless process, all designed for reliability and simplicity. Every component, from the control panel to the antenna, plays a role in keeping us connected. Modern jets make it intuitive, but understanding the basics is key for every pilot. When you make an HF call, you're tapping into a global network built for safety. That's the magic behind every long-haul flight. Simple, robust, and essential. Let's get hands-on with HF radio. Before leaving VHF coverage, power up the HF system using the cockpit control panel. Most airliners have two or more for backup. Tune in the correct frequency, found in your flight plan or charts. Different regions and times of day use different frequencies. Dial in the frequency, double-check it, and let the antenna tuner do its job. Listen for the whirring as it matches the antenna. Once tuned, listen briefly to ensure the frequency isn't busy. Press the push-to-talk switch and make your call, speaking slowly and clearly. After transmitting, release the switch and wait for the controller's reply. There may be static or a short delay. If needed, repeat your message or try a backup frequency. With practice, this process becomes second nature. The key is preparation, patience, and clear communication. That's how you use HF to stay connected over the world's most remote routes. Simple steps, big impact. Ready for your first call? Knowing what to say on HF is just as important as knowing how to use the radio. Because signals can be noisy, we use precise, standard phraseology, always in English. Every call starts with who you're calling, who you are, and what you want. For example, Shanwick Radio, this is Speedbird 123 on frequency 5616. The controller replies, then you give your position report, call sign, position, time, flight level, estimate for next point, and the following point. Example, Speedbird 123, position 50 north 30 west at 1235, flight level 350, estimating 50 north 40 west at 1320, 50 north 50 west, next. The controller reads back your report, listen carefully and confirm if correct. If there's a mistake, say, negative, and repeat the correct info. This disciplined structure ensures clarity, even with static. Standard phraseology keeps everyone safe and avoids confusion. Practice makes perfect. Stick to the script, and your messages will always get through. That's the language of the skies. Clear, concise, and professional. Listening to HF static for hours would be exhausting, but CellCal, selective calling, solves this. Think of CellCal as your aircraft's private doorbell. Each plane has a unique 4-letter code registered with controllers. When you first contact Oceanic Control, you give them your CellCal code. After that, you can turn the HF volume down and enjoy a quiet cockpit. If a controller needs you, they send your code. Your CellCal system triggers a chime and light in the cockpit. You turn up the radio and respond, knowing the message is for you. CellCal checks are done at the start of each crossing to confirm it's working. This system reduces fatigue and lets pilots focus on flying, not endless chatter. It's a simple, effective way to make long-haul flights safer and less tiring. CellCal transforms HF from a noisy background to an on-demand alert system. No more constant monitoring, just peace of mind. That's smart engineering at work. CellCal keeps you alert, efficient, and always reachable. A quiet cockpit is a safer cockpit. HF isn't always perfect. Signals can fade, static can spike, and interference happens. The ionosphere changes with time of day, season, and solar activity, affecting signal quality. If you can't hear the controller, ask them to say again. Never guess. Clarity is critical. If the message is still unclear, try a different frequency. Controllers monitor several at once, and your flight plan lists alternatives. Some frequencies work better by day, others at night. Knowing which to use is key. Persistent static or interference? Change frequency or check your aircraft's systems. If you hear 2 stations at once, switch channels. Troubleshooting is about patience and method. Repeat, change frequency, and use the right channel for the time. With these steps, you'll overcome most HF challenges. Stay calm, stay methodical, and keep that vital link open. That's how pros handle tricky signals. Effective HF use is all about discipline and best practices. Always double-check your frequency before transmitting. One wrong digit can cause confusion or interference. Speak slowly, clearly, and use standard phraseology. No slang, no extra words. Use the phonetic alphabet and say each digit individually for clarity. Keep a communications log, note times, frequencies, and key instructions as a backup. Good logs mean good situational awareness. Always have a backup plan. If you can't reach ATC, try another aircraft for a relay, or use the satellite phone if available. Know your options and when to use them. These habits keep communication safe and professional. Clear speech, careful logging, and backup plans are the marks of a disciplined crew. HF is only as strong as the people using it. Stick to best practices and you'll always be connected. That's the foundation of safe long-haul flying. HF radio is more than old tech. It's a pillar of global aviation safety. It lets us fly the most efficient routes, always connected to air traffic control, even over oceans and polar regions. Mastering HF isn't about memorizing details. It's about discipline, patience, and following procedures. From frequency selection to clear phraseology, every step matters. CellCal and troubleshooting skills make the job easier and safer. HF communication blends technical know-how with the art of clear, calm messaging. Next time you fly over the ocean, remember those invisible waves keeping you safe. For pilots, mastering HF is a serious responsibility and a mark of professionalism. Fly safe.